Welcome to my book library. Before we begin our deep dive today, I have a special request for you, our valued listener. My book library is here for you, and I want to ensure we explore the books that matter most to your journey. What would you like us to summarize next? Are you seeking timeless wisdom on wealth and personal finance? Are you looking for strategies to build a secure financial future from the ground up? Or perhaps you're curious about the fundamental, unchanging principles of money management that have guided people to prosperity for millennia. Please share your next book request in the comments. Your choice will guide our future sessions. And now, let's begin today's immersive exploration. A welcome to my book library. A very prosperous and wise welcome to you, esteemed listener to my book library. Today, we are embarking on a profound journey back through time to the ancient, dust-kissed, and dazzlingly wealthy city of Babylon, a place synonymous with opulence, grandeur, and financial genius. Our guide for this journey is George S. Clason's timeless masterpiece, The Richest Man in Babylon. This book is not a modern, complex textbook filled with intimidating charts and technical jargon. It is something far more powerful and enduring. A collection of simple, yet profoundly impactful parables set in the cradle of civilization. Clason reveals the universal and unchanging laws of wealth building through the captivating stories of characters like Arkad, the richest man in Babylon, and his struggling friends, Bansir the chariot builder and Kobi the musician. These are tales told on clay tablets, conveying fundamental financial principles that are as potent and relevant in our digital age as they were thousands of years ago in the bustling markets of Babylon. Our session today will be an extensive, comprehensive, and detailed exploration. We will first set the stage in ancient Babylon to understand the context of these lessons. We will then meticulously unpack the 7 cures for a lean purse, which are the foundational, non-negotiable rules for acquiring and keeping money. We will delve deep into the 5 moles of gold, the immutable principles that govern the multiplication and preservation of wealth. Furthermore, we will explore vital, standalone parables on luck, opportunity, debt management, and the profound importance of taking decisive action. This is a journey into the very heart of financial common sense, a masterclass in the psychology, discipline, and character required to achieve lasting financial independence. So, prepare to be transported. Imagine the sun beating down on the ziggurats, hear the murmur of the crowds in the marketplace, and smell the spices in the air. Let us walk the dusty streets of this ancient city together and sit at the feet of its masters to learn the eternal art of wealth. Part 1. The Foundation. The Man Who Desired Gold and the 7 Cures for a Lean Purse. The book opens with a relatable and poignant scene. We meet Bansir, a highly skilled chariot builder, and his friend Kobi, a talented musician. Despite their craftsmanship and hard work, they find themselves poor, frustrated, and living in near destitution. They look around and see their childhood friend, Arkad, who is no more privileged than they were, now living as the wealthiest man in Babylon. Perplexed and desperate for answers, they pose the central question of the book. Why then should such competent craftsmen as we are lack the good things of life? And why cannot we be like Arkad, who has so much gold he can never spend it? This question leads them to Arkad's mansion, where they humbly ask for his secret. Arkad, wise and generous, agrees to teach them, and he begins by sharing the 7 cures for a lean purse. These are not quick tricks, but fundamental principles he discovered and diligently followed to build his fortune from a humble beginning as a scribe. Cure 1. Start thy purse to fattening. This is the first, most crucial, and non-negotiable law. Pay yourself first. Arcad explains with crystalline clarity that for every 10 coins thou placest within thy purse, take out for use but 9. This means you must consciously and deliberately set aside at least 1/10 of your earnings as savings before you pay your bills, buy your groceries, or indulge your desires. This simple, disciplined act is the seed from which the mighty tree of wealth grows. Arcad emphasizes that no matter how small your income, you must begin here. A purse that is constantly emptied to zero can never grow heavy. This principle forces you to live within your means and creates the capital for all future wealth-building activities. It is the bedrock upon which everything else is built. Cure 2. Control thy expenditures. A budget is not a constraint. It is a tool for freedom and self-awareness. Once you have committed to saving 10%, you must then learn to live comfortably and effectively on the remaining 90%. This requires honest self-assessment. And the Cure 3. Make thy gold multiply. Savings alone are a static defense. To build wealth, you must go on the offensive. The third cure is to put your savings to work through wise and profitable investments. Your gold should become your most diligent worker, laboring day and night, even while you sleep, to create more gold. This is the principle of compound interest, the 8th wonder of the world. Your money must earn money, and that money must in turn earn more money. Arcad advises to make thy gold work for thee as flocks and herds that reproduce themselves. This is how a small, steady stream of savings can, over time, become a mighty, self-sustaining river of wealth. Cure 4. Guard thy treasures from loss. The principle of your treasure, your hard-earned capital, must be protected at all costs. This is He warns to never be seduced by the allure of impossibly high returns, for that is often the bait of a trap. The return of thy money is more important than the return on thy money. Before investing, seek the counsel of those who are wise and experienced in the ways of money. It is far better to earn a small, safe, and consistent return on your capital than to risk losing it all in a foolish venture. The first rule of investment is the preservation of your principal. Cure 5. Maketh thy dwelling a profitable investment. This cure advises you to transform a major life expense into a wealth-building asset. Instead of paying rent to a landlord, a perpetual expense that provides no equity and offers no return, one should aim to own their own home. By doing so, you are effectively paying yourself. The money that would have been spent on rent is now being used to acquire a tangible asset. Furthermore, you reduce your long-term cost of living, which frees up even more gold to fatten your purse and follow the other cures. It is a step towards self-reliance and stability. Cure 6. Ensure a future income. This is the ancient wisdom of retirement planning and estate building. A person has a responsibility to make provision for their future needs and for the security of their family. This involves building an estate that can provide a continuous, reliable income, even when one is no longer able to work actively. It is about creating sources of passive income through rentals, business ownership, or investments that will sustain you and your loved ones in your later years. It is the ultimate expression of financial foresight. Cure 7. Increase thy ability to earn. The final cure is an investment in your most valuable asset, yourself. Arkad states that the more of wisdom we know, the more we may earn. But desire for wealth is not enough. One must possess the skills, knowledge, and wisdom, and reputation to acquire it. You must cultivate thy own powers to study and become wiser, to become more skillful, to act with respect towards yourself. As you become more proficient in your craft, wiser in your dealings, and more respected in your community, your earning capacity will naturally increase. This higher income, when channeled through the first 6 cures, creates a powerful virtuous cycle of accelerating wealth creation. Part 2. The wisdom passed down. The 5 laws of gold. In one of the book's most powerful parables, Arkad, wanting to teach his son Nomasir the true value of money, gives him a bag of gold and a clay tablet inscribed with the 5 laws of gold. He sends his son away from the comforts of home to make his own way in the world, instructing him to return in 10 years and report on his progress. Nomasir, like many young people, is initially overconfident and foolish. He loses the entire bag of gold through a combination of inexperience, poor judgment, and speculative ventures. He is left with nothing but the clothes on his back and the clay tablet he had ignored. Only in his moment of utter destitution does he remember his father's wisdom and read the tablet. He commits the 5 laws to memory and heart. By applying them with discipline and humility, he not only recovers his lost fortune, but multiplies it many times over, returning to his father as a wise and wealthy man in his own right. The 5 laws are presented as eternal truths. Law 1: gold cometh gladly and in increasing quantity to any man who will put by not less than 1/10 of his earnings to create an estate for his future and that of his family. This law reinforces the first cure. The universe of money is not random. It is a system that rewards specific behaviors. The consistent act of saving is the primary signal to gold that you are a responsible and worthy steward. It is the invitation that draws more gold into your life. The law promises that if you do this, gold will come to you gladly and in increasing quantity. Law 2: gold laboreth diligently and contentedly for the wise owner who finds for it profitable employment, multiplying even as the flocks of the field. This is the principle of investment and compound interest in its purest form. Money is not a static object. It is a dynamic tool. When you find profitable employment for it, wise investments, it works for you as diligently as a shepherd's flocks, reproducing and multiplying. A single coin, properly employed, can become the ancestor of a vast fortune over time. Law 3: gold clingeth to the protection of the cautious owner who invests it under the advice of men wise in its handling. This law reinforces the 4th cure and introduces the concept of mentorship. Your gold will cling to you if you are a cautious guardian. This caution is not cowardice, but prudence. It means seeking and heeding the counsel of those who have already proven themselves successful in the handling of money. Pride and the belief that you know everything are the fastest ways to lose your gold. Law 4: gold slippeth away from the man who invests it in businesses or purposes with which he is not familiar, or which are not approved by those skilled in its keep. This is a direct and stern warning against venturing outside your circle of competence. If you do not understand how a business or investment truly makes money, you are not investing. You are gambling. Gold will slip away from such ventures. This law advises to stick to what you know, or to only invest in ventures that are endorsed by experts whose judgment you trust. Law 5: gold flees the man who would force it to impossible earnings, or who followeth the alluring advice of tricksters and schemers or who trusts it to his own inexperience and romantic desires in investment. This final law is a powerful warning against the twin demons of greed and naivety. The desire for impossible earnings makes one vulnerable to the alluring advice of tricksters. It also leads to trusting one's own romantic desires, the emotional, story-driven fantasies of quick riches over sound judgment. Goal flees from such an environment. Patience, realistic expectations, and a disciplined, unemotional approach are the only ways to keep gold close. Part 3. The broader parables, lessons on luck, debt, and protection. The wisdom of Babylon is not confined to the 7 cures and 5 laws. The book is filled with other essential stories that provide a complete financial education. The Goddess of Good Luck. This chapter tackles the universal concept of luck. The book argues forcefully that luck is not a random, capricious force. Instead, opportunity is a haughty goddess who wastes no time with those who are unprepared. The men who are consistently lucky are those who have prepared themselves through study, saved their money, honed their skills, and are therefore poised to seize an opportunity the moment it presents itself. You must put yourself in the path of opportunity through action. A man who takes decisive action is infinitely more likely to be lucky than one who sits, waits, and merely hopes. The Camel Trader of Babylon. This is one of the most practical parables in the book, providing a step-by-step plan for escaping the shackles of debt. It tells the story of Dabasir, who returns to Babylon after being enslaved, determined to repay his debts and restore his honor. He and his wife commit to a strict plan. They decide to live on 70% of their income, use 20% to pay off their creditors systematically, and save the remaining 10%. This story teaches that debt is not just a financial burden, but a moral one. Honoring your debts restores your self-respect and your standing in the community. It provides a clear, actionable blueprint for anyone feeling overwhelmed by debt. The clay tablets from the moneylender. In this story, a wise and respected moneylender named Mathan offers advice on the security of loans. The key lesson is that before lending money, one must prudently assess the borrower's ability to repay. Is there solid collateral? Is the borrower's character and reputation trustworthy? Is his business plan or venture sound? This teaches that all financial dealings, even helping a friend, must be based on prudence and sound judgment, not merely on emotion or goodwill. It is a lesson in professional detachment and risk management. The Walls of Babylon. This serves as a powerful and enduring metaphor for insurance and financial protection. The mighty, impregnable walls of Babylon were what allowed the city's wealth to flourish within, safe from external enemies and invaders. Similarly, Clason argues we must build financial walls around our own wealth. This means having an emergency fund to cover unexpected expenses, adequate insurance to protect against catastrophes like illness or fire, and a diversified portfolio to guard against economic downturns. Without these strong walls, your wealth is vulnerable to being plundered by the inevitable misfortunes of life. Part 4. The deeper philosophy, the psychology and character of wealth, beyond the specific rules and parables. The Richest Man in Babylon teaches a deeper, more profound philosophy about the nature of wealth. Wealth is a product of character. The book consistently demonstrates that wealth begins not with money, but with thought, discipline, and a specific set of virtues. Arkad's wealth was built on his integrity, his willingness to learn, his patience, and his self-control. The poor characters are not victims of fate. They are, initially, victims of their own ignorance and lack of disciplined habits. The power of self-reliance and personal responsibility. The parables repeatedly emphasize that no one becomes rich by relying on others, waiting for an inheritance, or blaming their circumstances. The solution to financial problems always lies in your own hands through your own effort, education, and disciplined application of universal principles. Action is supreme over mere knowledge. This is a central theme. It is not enough to know the 7 cures or to be able to recite the 5 laws. You must live them. You must apply them. The book is a relentless call to action. The consistent, daily, and lifelong application of these simple rules is what leads to the profound result of financial independence and peace of mind. The eternal path to prosperity. As we conclude our deep and thorough exploration of The Richest Man in Babylon, the message is one of empowering simplicity and timeless truth. The path to financial freedom is not a complex secret reserved for the elite or a modern innovation. It is a universal, well-trodden path built on timeless, unshakable pillars. The unyielding discipline of saving, the clear-eyed wisdom of prudent spending, the patient power of intelligent investing, and the relentless pursuit of self-improvement. The laws of money have not changed since the days when these stories were first inscribed on clay. Gold and currency still flow to those who respect it, save it diligently, and put it to work wisely. It still flees, just as predictably, from the reckless, the uninformed, the greedy, and the inattentive. Your financial destiny is not a matter of chance, but a matter of choice and character. The choice to pay yourself first, before all others. The choice to live within your means, distinguishing between needs and wants. The choice to seek knowledge and act upon it with courage and consistency. By internalizing the wisdom of Arcad, by memorizing the 5 laws of gold, and by living the 7 cures, you are not just reading a book. You are adopting a powerful philosophy of wealth that can guide you, your children, and your children's children to a life of abundance, security, and dignity. So go forth and start thy purse to fattening today. Make thy gold multiply. Guard thy treasures wisely, and build your own mighty walls of Babylon to protect the prosperous and meaningful life you are destined to create. Thank you for your valuable time and for listening to this comprehensive audio summary in My Book Library.